Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् पञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवशनि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुजीनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण. So we'll continue from the question yesterday. Rachana Mataji was asking that how do we please the acharyas? How do we please them? Through our chanting, through our hearing. How do we how do we please them? It's a very interesting question. Actually, dear devotees, I always think about this. When we first came to Krishna consciousness, everyone will get these kinds of questions. Just like the child who's newly born, he he would ask different questions. He's so much dependent on the parents. He says that, Father, you're everything to me, Mother, you're everything to me. But slowly, as he takes association of this world, association in the sense, if he is associated to the illusory nature of this world, which is quite natural because attraction towards bad is more in this world. Attraction towards good is little less. The habit to cultivate a good habit, it will take a lot of time. To cultivate a bad habit, it will not take that much amount of time. It happens just like that. When the habits do change, why the habits are changing? Because mind wants something different. For example, a person will get happiness by putting the other person down. It is natural. See through the example of Indra, who was so furious because Brajavasis were not respecting him. He's not understanding that why they should respect me. Rather, his understanding is, why are they not respecting me? There's a lot of difference in this. Why they should respect me? Why are they not respecting me? In why they should respect me, the person is looking for the absolute. That means he is more inquisitive. It's an interesting question. Why everyone should respect us? But through pride, The consciousness is changed into such a way that why are they respecting me? Why are they not respecting me? Because humility and pride, there is a lot of difference. Through pride, the consciousness is in such a way that it always tells or keeps the person as more important. Person in the sense, the person is not the guru and sadhu shastra. No, it's not that. It is himself who is getting that importance here. Please try to understand. Here, that person is a center, not guru or sadhu or shastra. As that person is a center, and when he is getting something, when that thing is stopped, it the nature of this material world is very pathetic. Whatever is ours can be gone at any moment, and whatever that doesn't belong to us, it come and fall to us. That means this world is always topsy turvy from our side. But from the material nature side, everything is working as expected, perfectly. It's a perfect arrangement. Actually, we do not understand that. But everything is clearly picturized in that way. Indra was so furious, is so furious actually, because nobody's respecting him anymore. They're not worshipping him. Even though he knows that that position is given to him, still he's feeling that they should respect me. Please understand this, dear devotees. If a person really understands, so if a person really understands, one second. So if a person really understands, dear devotees, that everything is given to us, he'll be grounded actually. To the question of how do we please our acharyas or how do we become submissive, today is the answer. Dear devotees, unless and until one goes internal, there's no progress in Krishna consciousness. Please try to understand this. It might be first day in Krishna consciousness or it might be our last day of leaving this body. A sadhaka should always have this consciousness. Sadhaka should always have this attitude. Now, what is this going internal? And then how is this pleasing the acharyas will bring up submissiveness or pleasing the acharyas will give us everything? How is that? Dear devotees, when you go and then buy something, let's say you're going and purchasing gold. Do you check whether that is 100% pure or not? We check. We have an instrument, we have software. Now, olden days, the way they check is different. Now they use software and different things. And then they show that this is very 100% pure. That means whatever we are getting something, aren't we always checking that that is correct, that is good or not? For example, gold, you check that it is pure or not. Likewise, dear devotees, when you come to Krishna consciousness, this is the first thing which you need to ask. How should I please them? Actually, in the early days, this will be our notion only. This will be our notion. But slowly, as a child grows, as I told, right, as a child grows, likewise, when the sadhaka takes more and more association, what happens is his consciousness seems to be widen up. but an important aspect which we need to understand here is the consciousness seems to be widened up, but we really don't know whether that the widened consciousness is actually right consciousness or not. Just like I checked that gold which is 100% pure or not, how do I check that my consciousness is pure or not? The question which Rachna Mataji was asking, how do I please the acharyas? That is the preliminary heart checking. That is this pleasing the acharyas or not. Now, how do I know that the acharyas are pleased? Through the brush of Shravana and Kirtana. Now, how do I know that they are really pleased? Yes. If our action is coming as per their words, if our actions is coming as per their instructions, if our actions are coming as per their realizations, and then we take that, then we need to confirm that they are just like, if a father is telling something, the child is repeating whatever the father tells, then that is pleasing the father. It's quite natural. If the father says, no, you need to do this in this way, in that way, then you need to change according to that, whatever the father is telling. If you are doing that in that way, then we need to understand that the father is pleased. Likewise, dear devotees, if you really want to know whether Srila Prabhupada or spiritual masters, if they are happy with us or not, how do I know that? Are we following their words? See here, Krishna it's another beautiful example. Krishna didn't speak a word unless Arjuna came to that state. What is that state? Is completely given up. Even though he says karpanya dosha apahata svabhava, that means he's submitting himself. After that submission, also he's expressing his heart very openly that my mind is completely blank. I don't know what am I thinking. I don't know what am I doing. I'm in a duality state. I fully need shelter. I'm fully dependent. Dear devotees, this is for the persons who actually going through that particular situation. See, this actually Arjuna's situation is for Arjuna. We are not trying to go into that situation. Rather, we are because we don't have that situation. Currently, everything is all right for us. Relationships are good, bank balance is good, job is good, husband is good, children are good, everything is good. Right? When everything is good, it is hard to picturize what Arjuna is going through. Please understand. When everything is good, it is hard to picturize what Arjuna is going through. Please try to understand this. Children become very adamant sometimes. Then the parents will just go. Likewise, we were also adamant with Krishna. Krishna is telling, stay here. We say that, no, I want to go. Krishna says, no, 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 stay here. We says, no, 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 Krishna, I don't want you. I don't like you anymore. I don't like your devotees anymore. This is what we said and came here. You see how rebellious we became. How? If we go to the root, it is only one cause, dear devotees, that I don't like them. That's it. What is that one cause? The one cause it has been said that I don't even like that person. That's it. It's a simple thing, dear devotees. Please try to understand. It's a simple thing. I don't like that person. I don't like that anymore. When we go to the root, it is a simple thing. But now, if we see the manifestation, unlimited. Now, again, we are trying to ask, how do I please the acharyas? It's good. It's good. How do I please them? By simply following their words. Now, how do I know which words I need to follow? We need to hear every day. We need to discuss Gita. We need to assess Gita. We need to understand Gita. What is the preliminary principle of understanding Gita? Submissiveness. Indra was not submissive because pride is there. Likewise, a conditioned soul will never be submissive because pride is there in the heart. When pride is there in the heart, it will always tell her why he, oh, why should I submit to them? Oh, why should I submit to Srila Prabhupada? Or why should I submit to his followers? There's so many gurus, there's so many persons in this world. I can do whatever I want. Wherever I go, that is Krishna conscious. Wherever I go, that is practice of devotional service. I will worship this personality, I will worship that personality, I will worship Durga Devi, I will worship somebody else. I will worship Sai Baba, I will worship some other person. Everything is same. This is whose opinion? One's own opinion. It's not the opinion of Gita. Please understand. Submissiveness means what? Not putting our opinion, putting their opinion in the heart. Not seeing through our vision, seeing through their vision. When we begin seeing through their vision, when we put their words into our heart, then what happens is the pride is dissipated. Because there is no scope for pride. But on the other side, if we don't hear like that, we don't understand like that, then what happens? The pride kicks in. That's why the person was in so much grief. Who that person? Arjuna was in so much grief. Now Arjuna was kept in that situation to show us that even personalities like Arjuna will be baffled up. Just imagine Arjuna gave up everything. सब कुछ छोड़ दिया वो. Still he's in grief. No, we don't have to leave. We have to gain. When we gain, naturally we will leave. If we don't realize in this lifetime, we have to realize in the next lifetime. But the realization has to come. No matter you become temple president, no matter you become GBC, no matter you become president, no matter you take care of entire North America, still you have to realize this. What is that? You should be submissive. Jiva Goswami was submissive to Rupa Goswami. Narottam Das Thakur was submissive to the spiritual master Lokanatha Goswami Maharaj. Lokanatha Goswami Maharaj was completely rejecting him, but Narottam Das Thakur says, आप कृपा नहीं दिया तो where will I go? If you don't give me mercy, where will I go? You have to give me that mercy. Now, what is the quality of pleasing the Acharya? Submissiveness. Now, how do I know that the Srila Prabhupada is pleased? How do I know that the spiritual master is pleased? Are we submissive? Are we hearing every day? Are we attending every day? Are we following these instructions every day? Are we trying to at least remember these things what were discussed? Okay, next thing is coming. Application comes later. At least are we remembering these things? Are we at least maintaining the consciousness until next day? It's difficult. You can't even maintain in the class. What to speak of maintaining the consciousness after the class? Actually, the class begins after the class. Oh, what is this? Class begins, that means what we are discussing is not class. No, 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 this is class. But the application begins after the class. What is the application? The moment the class is completed, you go outside, children are not listening. What do? Do you beat them? Or do you accept them? How do you accept them? Do you teach them a lesson or you just accept them? Or do you, what you are doing? That is what the application is. We need to understand they are in the modes of the material nature. Three gunas, the three modes are working. So what we need to do, we need to elevate. What is crying? Crying is mode of ignorance. At least we should elevate to mode of passion by giving some activity, by giving some love, reciprocation. When you at least give some an activity, including love, then they come to mode of passion. And through that mode of passion, what happens if you continue to give that love, then they come to goodness. That means if you are really Krishna conscious, then they will also practice what you are saying. Purity is a force. If you are pure, then what happens? People will hear. If you are impure, then people will not hear. People will not get that inspiration to hear. It begins through submissiveness. If the person is submissive, then according to his consciousness, everything around him will revolve. For example, you're thinking about a person, you'll see that person. You'll think you're in the Mangalarti, you're thinking, yes, Lord is there. Lord is actually dancing. You'll experience that the Lord is dancing. But you have to become pure for that. You desire something, it will be manifested. Now, how is this coming? Now, what kind of desires you are doing? It should be pure. You don't desire to have sex with a wife, or you don't desire to have some illicit relationship with somebody else. That is impure. That is not pure. That is not on a pure state. It is an impure state. But you are desiring something pure through submissiveness in the heart. Then what happens slowly? That will manifest externally. Because what you're doing internally, internally you're doing something. That internal doing will be manifested externally. And then through that external manifestation, you see, "Arey, Bhagwan, hey yaar." You see the presence of the Lord. Krishna is there. He's a powerful personality. You'll realize that. How is this coming? Through submissiveness. You're just submitting. You're just submitting it. You said, you'll tell them, oh, my spiritual master told, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. Srila Prabhupada told me. Srila Prabhupada also told me, sex only for propagation of children. Prabhupada said nothing else after that. These are not my words, these are the words of the Acharyas. If you want to please him, then we need to follow this. If we have a respect towards him, we will follow. Within one day only. It will not take thousand days. In one day only. One day only you will do it. Because you will give it up. How you will give it up? This person doesn't like it. My Acharya doesn't like it. He's pure soul. Even Prabhupada says, even there are 50 women naked, he will come out without any agitation. Because he's seeing the presence of the Lord in every person. Naked. He's just not agitation. He's not agitated because he's always remembering the Lord. That is a test of the material nature. I'll tell something very interesting. I was actually thinking about this. My wife was telling about this. It's an interesting discussion. She said, Narada Muni one day went to Krishna and then began asking this. What did Narada Muni ask Krishna? Oh, my dear Lord, how is this illusion? Can you show me? How is this material nature working? Can you show me? This is what I said. Krishna said, okay, I'll tell you, but I'm little thirsty. Can you go and fetch me some water? Then Narada Muni goes and then fetches. He goes to fetch some water. And then immediately over there's a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. She's, she's amazing. Can't express. Very beautiful. Then she says, let's get married. And Narada Muni goes. He gets married. He has children. Yes, time flies just like that. I was so happy. And then one day, storm comes. And then in the storm, the entire village is being wiped off. His family, his children, his hut, everything is wiped off. Now he's figuring out, oh, where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? Then Krishna says, come out of illusion. That means it's only an illusion. It's not that Narada Muni got married. No, it's all an illusion. Krishna is showing Narada Muni how this material nature is working. Please understand. I was actually thinking, how come Narada Muni was kept in that state? How come Narada Muni was agitated to that woman? Narada Muni never agitates to that woman because he's always meditating the Lord. That how is that he was agitating? This is I was thinking. He agitated. How was he agitated? Then it's a very clear indication that Krishna kept an illusory state. Just like Krishna kept illusory state to Arjuna. Arjuna knows everything. Don't you think Arjuna knows Gita? What do you think? Arjuna knows everything. सब कुछ मालूम है उनको. But he was kept in that state. Illusory state. Oh, Arjuna, go to illusion. That's it. Arjuna goes into illusion. It's like Nardmuni. Krishna told Nardmuni, "Oh, Nardmuni, go to illusion now." Didn't ask that. Nardmuni asked him to show what this material nature is. So Krishna gave him personal experience by keeping him in illusion. Then Nardmuni realized, this illusion is very powerful. That means he realized that he was doing that. He realized that he was happy doing it. Please understand this. Very interesting. That's the state. Did you notice? That's when we are also kept in that illusory state. All of a sudden you're naturally you all of sometimes we are humble, sometimes we feel that we give respect to everyone, but all of a sudden this anger comes. किधर से आ रहा है? Where is this coming? Through the modes. We are affected through those modes. We are affected through that consciousness. Please understand, Arduni is kept in that state to show him how this illusion works. Likewise, dear devotees, what Srila Prabhupada told us, no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. What is this? These are actually the synopsis. What are these things? These are actually the things. These are actually powerful principles. If we follow this core to the heart, we come out of this illusory state. This is submissiveness. I always think about this. Should we follow this half? Should we follow this 25%? Should we follow this 75%? Should we follow this fully? We should follow this fully. Please understand. You should actually follow this fully. No gambling means no gambling. What is gambling? You put something, investment. You do investment. Somebody told you, oh, gold price is very low today. You immediately purchase. In the afternoon, it increases 50,000 rupees. Immediately you sell it off. We're not doing that. Please understand. वो नहीं कर रहे हम. What is that? That's gambling. We don't do that. What that gives? It gives anxiety to the heart. More than that, dear devotees, we are not focusing the details of it. We will focus on the details also, but most important than that is to cultivate that submissiveness. How do we cultivate the submissiveness? Through our through our devoted heart to follow that person. Prabhupada told us, a spiritual master told, let me follow this for their happiness. This is called a submissiveness. If we do this, then Prabhupada will be happy. And Acharyas will be happy. Because if you actually see, this is the same thing which was done by all the personalities previously. All our Acharyas, all their followers. This is what they did. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada, he told Srila Prabhupada, you go to West, preach this message in the English speaking, to the English speaking audience. Go to the West, preach. If you have money, print books. That's it. Prabhupada took it as his life and soul. What is this? Is this not submissiveness? That means the submissiveness is also in different levels. What I'm saying is initial preliminary submissiveness. But the more the relationship is developed, the submissiveness goes deep. That means we discuss the deeper principles. Now, for example, if the audience whom I don't know, and then if I speak about these kind of things, will they accept? What is this? What are you telling? Oh, oh, we shouldn't have sex. What is this? Oh, this is not good. I can't stay here. Oh, what is this? I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. Oh, what is this? You're putting rules. Oh, we're only discussing based on the question. And this question is to develop a deeper relation. And we shouldn't be fearful. For example, if you are not able to follow the principle today itself, don't worry. Just do best what you can contain, what you can do. Because submissiveness cannot come in a day. It's a process. It's a process. We cannot just say that, oh, I can't do this, so am I rejected? No. Just continue, just stay. The more you stay, the more you hear, the more you understand, the more you go deep. The more you go deep, the more you follow it. Nothing will manifest in a day. For example, if you want to become a doctor, do you think that everything will happen in a day? No, it will take time. I remember my spiritual master telling, no, devotees should have patience. They cannot just say that I should become pure in a day. Should wait. They should hear. They should observe. They should go internalize. They should check the heart. Then move forward, move forward, move forward. He shouldn't be attached to any of the material things. It's very important. When we do that, then what happens in the is the submissiveness kicks in. When we more check our heart, when we go internalization, the devotee, it's a clear indication, right? Mantara had a problem. But if you actually see the problem is an external problem, it's not an internal problem. Please try to understand. Oh, internal problem nahi hai. It's a problem of external. It's an external situation. It's not an internal problem. Externally, if Rama becomes a king, she's thinking that her service will be gone. That is only a speculation. That is not truth also, because it is coming through an external thing. It is not through internal. Because internally, she's not pleasing anyone. Please try to understand how a problem will come into our heart. This is how the problem will come. How the problem will come? This person is not respecting me. That person is not respecting me. He is not respecting me. I'll tell something very interesting now. I was actually thinking about this. Thank God is so merciful. He's giving that opportunity to discuss. Krishna is so merciful. What is that, dear devotees? For example, you stay in a community, right? For example, one devotee appreciates you so much. He will actually put you on the mountain. He will tell, oh, Prabhu, you are doing nice. You're doing great. This, that, so many things. Now, he's really speaking from the heart only. Because at that time, at that circumstances, at that instance, that is what inspired him. And then he spoke. He's very simple heart also. He's simple person also at the heart. Okay. He spoke. And then he's relating you. You are related through that. And then the same person next week, he says, Prabhu, you're in Maya. Huh? Last week you appreciated me. And now you are telling you're in Maya. How do I take these both things? For this, you require submissiveness. It's interesting. How is this submissiveness helping me to take these both situations? First of all, you need to understand, if you are very submissive to the spiritual master and the acharyas, then what happens? For example, if the person glorifies, through that glorification, you remember your spiritual master. If you are submissive. If not, you will not remember. Only if you are submissive. Only if you are submissive, you will remember, Hare has given me so much. Earlier, I was not like this. Earlier, I was a woman hunter. Now, this person is kind of respecting me. What is this? That means earlier I know who I am. Now I know. Now I know how this person is respecting me and why this person is respecting me. Because I'm taking the association of Srila Prabhupada. Because I'm taking the association of spiritual master. That's why this little small change came. Okay. Then, as we are submissive towards them, what is happening there? What is the glorification? Through that glorification, we are actually remembering them. That means the person who actually glorified us gave us an opportunity to remember our acharyas and remember their glories. Please understand, it's very deep. What is it? It's remembering their glories. It's remembering that person's glory. Through that glory, what is happening is only through submissiveness. If the person is not submissive, he cannot understand that. And the person, if the person is not submissive, actually he will get enviousness. Why? First time he will not get envy. Why? Because he glorified you, na? If he glorified, he will not get envy. At the second time he told you are in Maya. Then lag gaya, heart pe lag gaya. He told us you are in Maya. The same person who glorified you last week. And this week he said you are in Maya. If you are submissiveness, if you are very submissive, we take the words to us. Second word. What is that second word? You are in Maya. We really take that we are in Maya. Yes, you're in Maya. Why not? This is true. We should accept. You're in Maya only. And we become humble. We become down to earth. And then we internalize. Just like tortoise, if there is a problem outside, what it does? The limbs are shrinked within. Krishna gives this example in Gita. Krishna giving this analogy, beautiful. A dhira, a sober person, is only speaking whenever there is need and necessity. If there is no need and necessity, doesn't speak. Not talking. Just simply keep quiet. Let Jad Bharat. You know Jad Bharat? How is? Only when there is reason he'll speak. Otherwise, I don't know anything. Oh, you are great, Prabhu. Yes, 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 you are great. Are you are full number one? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, I'm full number one. He's not, he's Jada. He's not, he's not agitated. Why? He's very submissive. Because he knows. He knows the heart in heart, his father's instruction. Who is his father? Who is his father? Rishabdev, Bharat Maharaj's father. Previous life, Rishabdev was his father. Who is Rishabdev? Is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. King Rishabdev. King Rishabdev is remembering his instructions. He's meditating on that instruction. Just the submissiveness. Because he understood. I was in the Bhava stai. I was in that Bhava level. Out of just for that mere attachment for a deer, a baby deer, I had to take another deer life. And then now I took the Jadabharat life. He was continuously thinking on that. And then he said, oh, no more another life, Baba. No, this is a mercy of the Lord. He gave. Likewise, the mercy of the Lord, it comes to us, dear devotees, if you are submissive. Submissive, Rana, Baba. If you are submissive towards our superiors, our spiritual master, Shri Prabhupada, आपका बन गया, you become a devotee, for sure. Because no matter what situation you come, you respect everyone. Gopi Varturu Padakam Das 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 Advaishta Sarabhutana Maitra Karaniyocha. Non-envious. Because if we are doing, dear devotees, I tell this again, if we are doing this devotion for us, we'll be affected. We'll be affected by material nature. For sure. Material nature will take us on a ride. Devi Heshuguname Mama Maya Duratta. This material nature is very powerful. It's not easy. Very, very powerful. Because what is this? Doing devotion for ourselves, doing devotion for the pleasure of the Acharya is so much difference. It's like hellish planets to heavenly planets. So much difference. So much difference. Both persons are doing devotion only, but one person is trying to please his Acharya, trying to please his spiritual master. Other person is doing it for his own self, his own upliftment in Krishna consciousness. वो काम ही नहीं करेगा because there is no submissiveness in that. There is no base for that. Please understand this. We are trying to establish a baseline. What is a baseline? For example, if you purchase something, that is your baseline. For example, let's say you purchased gold for 1 lakh, 10 grams for 1 lakh, let's say. That is your baseline. Because you paid that. That is your baseline. Let's say after 10 years, that 1 lakh gold became 2 lakh. Just an example. After 10 years. Then what do? You sell that 10 grams of gold. Then how much you get? You get 1 lakh profit. What is that? That is on top of the base. What is the base? 1 lakh. What did you gain? Another 1 lakh. How much? 10 after 10 years. Not now, after 10 years. Okay. So this is a barometer. This is a progress you've seen, right? But in Krishna consciousness, if there is no base, then how do you know that how much progress we are making in our science, in the science of Krishna consciousness? How do we know? You don't know. That's why the base to establish Krishna consciousness, to make or to move forward in Krishna consciousness, the base is submissiveness. Please understand. That is why Srila Prabhupada is giving very, very importance to this in the introduction. He's telling the quality of an Arjuna, because Arjuna is very submissive. He's telling that we should become just like Arjuna. We should have that quality. That means whatever they are telling, we should simply follow. That is the only way to understand Gita. There is no other way. If you tell any other way, if you know other way, you tell me, we'll follow. We'll all follow together. But to my knowledge, which is again given by the spiritual master, not my knowledge. It is their knowledge. It is again given by Srila Prabhupada. It is their knowledge. As per their knowledge, submissiveness is the only way to understand Gita. And if you have desire to be submissive, then this session is for you. Then these classes are for you. But if we, for example, if we are not submissive, this is not for us. Because this is actually a key to enter Guru Parampara. That means to enter Guru Parampara means to invoke their mercy. This is how we get their mercy. And we see Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they're surrendering, they're submitting. They're very submissive. To whom? To Lord Chaitanya. Pratap Rudra Maharaj were very submissive to Lord Chaitanya. Why? Because they want to see him, he want to take his association. How was he submissive? He was submissive to Nityananda Prabhu, he was submissive to all of his disciples. All of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intimate associates. And they are all hankering to give, to connect to Pratap Rudra Maharaj to Lord Chaitanya. Please understand this. That means the principle of submissiveness, its manifestation. Because what did Pratap Rudra Maharaj did? Pratap Rudra Maharaj did service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devoted devotee. He's a manjari in the spiritual world. He helped him. He helped that devotee. And then through that devotee, what happened? He invoked the mercy of the Lord. If we're doing service means what? Submissiveness, expressing our submissiveness. We can see a mother will never tell the child that I love you. No, she will tell if there is a need and necessity. But her love is shown through service. Please understand. The child might not realize that. The child might not realize today, but the child will realize one day if he really developed a relationship with his mother. Likewise, that submissiveness which we are discussing, that will manifest if you really feel that relationship. Please understand. It's very important. Arjuna was very submissive. Why? Because he knows the importance of the relationship and then he submitted. If we are in that mood, in that consciousness, then we will also submit. We will also realize, we will also understand, we will also chant. So how do we chant? With this attitude of being submissive, of being completely dependent. I do not have any other shelter other than this. If we have any other shelters, then we cannot chant. I write it down again. If we have any shelters of this world, we cannot chant. If we really want to please our acharyas through our chanting, the chanting should be utterly dependent. Utterly. My dear Lord, I do not have any other hope. This is the only hope which I have. This is the only shelter and mercy which I have. Just like Srila Prabhupada was mentioning, right? Couple of days ago we were reading, right? What was he mentioning? He was telling very specifically that Are Devi Devatas cannot understand the Supreme Lord. Did Indra understood? Couldn't understand. Was he not superior to human beings? He is. But he couldn't understand. Please understand this. That means what Srila Prabhupada is giving us is something extraordinary. What our spiritual master is giving us is something extraordinary, unimaginable. That means that consciousness which gives happiness to the Lord. And the Lord becomes happy through our submissiveness. Because this submission is the base. Through this submission, all the other qualities are extracted. Because why we are submissive? For example, if something is coming, we are submissive. We accept. If somebody is appreciating it, we submissive. We accept and then give it to our spiritual master. If somebody is scolding us, we accept. Seeing that that is our impurity, we correct ourselves, we move forward. For example, if that impurity is not there, you are telling me that, okay, thank you very much. For my purification, you're telling me, thank you, I'll accept. This is also submissiveness only. Submissiveness means he's free from dualities. Please understand. Through submission, he becomes free from the dualities. That is a gift by the spiritual master. And for that, we need to work. It will not just come like that. That means you hear, it will come, it will come. Don't think that after hearing it will come. No, no, no. You need to work on this. For example, of your class में सुना है. You heard a physics lecture. You remember in our intermediate days, we used to have this chapter, right? Chapter of light. Chapter its name is light. Properties of the light in physics or chemistry or whatever. I think it's in physics. Light, properties of light, concave, convex, different, how do you send the light and then how do you see the reflection? That's a thing. Then after that, what do? You go into the lab and then you actually practically do that. And then the lecturer will come and see how much we have. The concave lens is correctly coming through 45 degrees or 60 degrees, whatever it is correctly coming or not. Is it reflecting on the glass or not? He will actually ask all those questions and you have to demonstrate on that. When you demonstrate as per your understanding, then he gives credits to that. That is just to learn properties of light. You need to do all of these things. This is our eternal life. Dear devotees, what we are discussing is the eternal life. The quality which we are discussing is eternally you will have this. This is there in your consciousness. It's dormant right now. Through the process of hearing, it has to be extracted, it has to be pulled out. That is what we are doing here. Extraction of submission. We have to submit. There's no other option. We have to submit. When that submission comes, when that submission goes deep, then you'll understand. Otherwise, you can tell some information, but that information will not give transformation to your. I'll write it down. कुछ बोल सकते हैं आप. Just like I am telling now. You can also tell, but the telling will not bring transformation. When you see something, are you getting a desire to enjoy? That means you are not submissive. Not submissive, dear devotees. You are having that material desire still in the heart. You need to understand you are not yet submissive. We are not submitting ourselves. Tend to disobey the orders. 3 to disobey the orders of the Spirit. Tend to not have complete faith in chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. This third principle, 10th principle, we get stuck here. This is a reason why sadhaka will not come to namava state. Because giving up the 10th principle is not easy. And following the third principle is also not easy. But if you are submissive, if you are submitting, if you really want to please them, dear devotee, you need to have this one thing. Let me do this for their happiness. Let me make Srila Prabhupada happy. A lot of people go do book distribution, thinking that Prabhupada will be very happy doing book distribution. Yes, Srila Prabhupada will be very happy. He told many times. He'll be very happy doing book distribution. But if you're submissive, he's more happy than that. Even if you're not doing book distribution, you're submissive, you're coordinating, you're cooperating, you're following the instruction of the spiritual master. You're doing what they are saying. You're not quarreling with anyone. You're non-envious. Prabhupada will be even more happier, even more happy, even if you're not doing book distribution. But if you have these qualities, please understand. I'm very serious because I know what they like. Not I. It's been given to me because I see through the life of these pure devotees. Their complete life is this. They're fully submissive, 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 submissive. They're always thinking, how can I please, how can I please, how can I please, how can I please? This is the real sense gratification, transcendental sense gratification. This is not like material sense gratification where we get 5 minutes happiness. It's a degraded thing actually. Or a pig can also do that. Pig can do better sex life than human beings. Pig can also do. Human beings. Human beings are meant for higher things. They are devotees. Please understand this here. The pig by nature it has to eat stool. It eats everything actually. Pig eats grass, pig eats mud, pig eats stool, pig eats all the waste excretes. Everything it eats. And it digests, it has powerful digestion system. Just imagine digesting the stool. Hare Krishna. It is eating stool and it is digesting that. If a human being eats stool, he will get loose motions. Okay, the system does not accept that. But the pig, it has that means Lord has given her greater strength. Because that is a nature, that is a swabhava of that. And that nature, that swabhava of the pig cannot be changed. Please understand here. It has to take birth as a pig. It has to leave body as a pig with pig consciousness only. It will not change the consciousness. But the human being, even though, for example, that same pig, he took darshan of a Vaishnava. No, he'll get a human body next life. Or he took prasad. That Vaishnava gave some prasad. He'll get a human body next life. For sure. In the pastime of Ramanujacharya, uh, I think it was some kind of lizard. But it took Mahaprasad. Uchishta of a Vaishnava. Mahamahaprasad. Uchishta of Vaishnava means what? Mahamahaprasad. A pure devotee. He ate that Uchishta, remnants. Uchishta means remnants. After eating that kind of lizard became a Brahmana in the next life. And then that Brahmana is quoting slokas. Exalted Vaishya. So that means what I'm trying to say here is the pig consciousness will remain as a pig. But the human being, when he takes, for example, let's say the human being evolved from that pig. The human being will actually, even though it has the consciousness of the pig, so obviously we'll have the consciousness, animalistic consciousness. What is it? Intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, and gambling. What is that? That's animalistic consciousness. The animalistic consciousness is that having excessive sex life. What is that? Animalistic consciousness. Through that animalistic consciousness, what is happening? Those are the previous lifetime. Though don't put ourselves down also because we evolved from that. Because we are not this dear devotee, we are the consciousness, which is not perceived, which is not seen, but it can be experienced. That is what we are. This consciousness is traveled through millions of bodies. And finally, we landed here. But this is a placeholder where we can change our consciousness. From here, we can either go back to the animalistic life or elevate our consciousness and go back to the spiritual world. Direct. In this very lifetime, we can do that. If we are submissive. Submission is a lot of power. Arjuna could understand the truth through submission. was completely grief-stricken. Now, how did he understood? Submission. Strictly submitting. Through that submission only he could understand everything. So it is very important we should understand. That means the human form of life, the swabhava, the nature can be changed through right association. The association should be like a fire, powerhouse. It should be powerhouse. We should take that kind of association daily basis. Every day we should hear. Because we are discussing powerhouse. This is Prabhupada words are like powerhouse. Spiritual master words, power, empowered personality. This is what we need to understand. And when we take them to our heart, the mind will accept. Because the Atma, the soul is actually looking for that. Dear devotees, what we are hearing now is, what we are understanding now is, the words of the Acharyas is like after millions of lifetimes we are hearing this. This will transform our consciousness. Through this transformation, we come to Namabhas. Then when we chant, all the anarthas will be removed. Very important. Because the chanting has to be done with right consciousness and right mentality. That means it's internal. Internal hai ye pura. It's very internal. Actually, to chant or to hear, to speak, you need a lot of energy. You should be very active. You should be very fixed up in that. Cannot deviate. Vyavasatmika buddhi. Eke kurunandana. Fixed up consciousness. Just imagine, dear devotees. We are elevating ourselves from piggish life, doggish life, cattish life, snakish life, all the animalistic propensities to put the other person down. We're elevating ourselves from that. Those qualities are there in our heart already. What are we trying to do? Through the process of Shravana and Kirtana, we're elevating ourselves. Is this not a great shelter? Oh, it's the greatest shelter. That comes through submission. It's a powerful process. How is powerful process? Because the swabhava is transformed, dear devotees. It's not an ordinary thing. The swabhava has to be changed. The heart has to be transformed, not external actions. I remember Spiritual Master telling, if at least one person becomes a pure devotee, then everything is perfect. A person become a pure soul. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. From the previous, one person should take this to the heart and heart. That should become his life. That means 24 hours, this is should be his meditation. Asoshan Anvashoshasram Pragnavada Savas Gatasana Agatasana Nanasvatancha Pandita. That is the first instruction which Krishna tells Arjuna. What are you thinking? What are you lamenting for? You're lamenting for the dead? You're thinking about something which is, you're thinking about that grief which is not at all a grief. You're thinking in complete illusion. Because I'm not there in that. And you call yourself as Pandita? Hare Krishna is chastising Arjuna. That's how Gita begins, through chastisement. Just like a loving father chastising the child. So through relationship, Krishna, the spiritual master, is chastising his disciple Arjuna. Hare Krishna, that is how Gita enters. Hare Krishna is, we are not entering in the introduction also. So I'll stop here. I think I passed time. Please excuse me today also. I took a little extra time. Thank you. I'll stop here. We'll continue this tomorrow again. Amma Rachana Mataji, is that okay?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, I got little bit Prabhuji. The first thing which I got is that we have to go by the words of the Acharya. whatever Acharya says, we have to follow all of the rules. No illicit sex. It should be done only for producing children, and after that, it should never happen in the life. There shouldn't be any gambling. There shouldn't be any intoxication. No meat eating. All these things will make our consciousness more animalistic. So we have to elevate from this consciousness and come out to the consciousness of for the Lord, for the Guru, for the Acharya. We have to widen our consciousness, and there shouldn't be any pride in us in any time in our life. We are already we have the mercy of the Acharya that we are able to listen about Krishna. We are able to listen about him after so much of lifetime. So we just need to invoke their mercy more, so that we don't fall again, and elevate our consciousness. And whatever good things happen to us, we should always give the good words that come to us. We should always think that this is all because of the blessings of the Acharya, and the bad things that comes in our life, the bad words that comes to us, we should accept it and try to rectify ourselves through those things. This is all I have understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. Please continue to join every day. You'll make a lot of progress in the science of Krishna consciousness. You're very sincere. Please continue that sincerity. Try to develop relationship nicely, and you'll make a lot of progress. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I will try my best.
Thank you. My prayers and best wishes for you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Anyone else would like to add anything? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my
Hare
humble
Krishna.
blessings. Prabhu, all yours to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, thank you so very much for extending this, the topic of submission, more and more eager to listen. And uh, so it's very interesting that nothing is getting repeated. The word submit is the only one which is getting repeated, but behind the scenes, the science is not at all it's something new every time. It's so detailed. It can be said in one line, just follow the instructions of the spiritual master. But then you explained it so nicely with examples, to go deep into the heart, and it's the qualities that one should develop, which makes the spiritual master more happy. And that starting point is submissiveness. And Rachna Mataji summarized it very well on all the points. So thank you so very much, Prabhuji, for your mercy coming in. And
That is the heart. That is the heart of the spiritual master. That is the heart of Shiva Prabhupada. That is the heart of every Acharya, every Vaishnava Acharya. That is the heart of every pure devotee. That is what they aspire for. That is what they do. That is what they meditate. That is what they. When Radha Madan Mohanji was asking for some, can you put some salt in this to Sanatan Goswami? He says, "Oh my dear Lord, how can I do this? Today, today you'll ask salt, tomorrow you'll ask dal, rice, dal, sabji. How can I do this? I can't do this because I have to serve. I have to please Lord Chaitanya because he's my master. I have to please him. He gave me so much service. I have to please him. Please, please. I can't accommodate you. I can send you to some other place where they will accommodate you." Then immediately Madan Mohan says, "No, I will not go anywhere. I'll stay with you only." Because the Lord likes, He loves, He appreciates your submissiveness so much. We should meditate on this. We should actually aspire for this. The submissiveness is very powerful, it's very deep. We should understand this. Every Vaishnava Acharya is actually aspiring for this. And that is the epitome, that is how the Gita begins. If that submissiveness is not applied, if the submissiveness is not kept into our consciousness, then the Gita will be completed, but we will not understand anything. Because we are not connected to that. We have a flight from Memphis to Tampa, but we boarded Memphis to Dallas. Generally, they will not board. I'm just giving an example. That means it's a different route. The Gita is completed, but the submission is not extracted. Then that doesn't help. That doesn't help anyone. Because the process will become like, it will be a theoretical. Oh, I have to accept. Oh, this is a soul. Oh, I'm not this body. I'm a powerful spirit soul. Huh? Oh, I should accept this. Huh? Oh, it is not like that. It is not some jnana. It is vigyan. We need to understand that. And then the more we become submissive, we will understand that. And then that submission extracts everything, dear devotees. Please understand. That submission extracts humility also. Unimaginable humility. We cannot understand how that mercy will flow. Cannot cannot understand. But the mercy will come. Continuous mercy will come. It's important. The submission is the key. If you submit, to the core of the heart, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this for their happiness. You'll see a lot of progress. You will feel the presence of the Lord. I think I'll stop here. Sorry, I do not have submissiveness, but I'm trying to work on it. Switha Master told to be submissive. I do not have a quality. I'm trying. So please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong out of my ignorance. But we'll continue this tomorrow. It's very important. Anyone who would like to reflect? Otherwise, we'll add it to Shila's room. Correct. Yes, from Shila's room, please take over the call and then continue your budget.
Hare Krishna,
Sorry.
Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class on submission, always checking our consciousness. Are we wanting to please our Guru and Krishna, or are we wanting to gratify our senses and being fully dependent? Thank you, Prabhuji. So today's bhajan is